How's it going, guys? My name is Splattercat, and welcome to the next episode of How Do You Wushu, the series in which I, Splattercat, teach you the basic functionality of Age of Wushu. Because it is a pretty convoluted, poorly translated, difficult game to figure out, I really do want to get you guys started on all the basics that you need to get yourself fulfilled in this game. So, without further ado, today we're going to be talking about gathering life skills. So, the life skills that let you go out, and they let you find iron, they'll let you find plants, that let you find all the little things you need to actually do a production profession, which is what we'll talk about in a future episode. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take a look. If you hit the M key, so the first thing you want to know is how do you get your skill? Well, we're going to hit the M key here, and you decided you want to get yourself a gathering life skill so that you can get some stuff to sell, make some money. Maybe you want to make an axe, maybe you want to make a sword, maybe you want to make something, but you're going to hit the M key. You're going to go to the Search for NPC tab right here, and then you're going to go to Life Sifu. You're also going to, oh, I'm on the wrong one, Yanyu Villa. There we go. So I'm in Yanyu Villa right now. You'll probably want to do this in whichever the town you started in is, not necessarily your school town. Those sometimes do and sometimes don't have Life Sifu, so you can't really rely on them. But if you're within Yanyu Villa, if you're within, Qiannang, if you're in any of the Jiming Post House, if you're in any of the cities that you start in, you should be able to find all the Life Sifus. So we're going to go here, and if you look, it'll have all of the NPCs who can teach you. So you've got Zhu Tao, the woodcutter, you've got Yang Li, the farmer, Jinju, the tailor. We want Zhang Yu, the fisher. We're going to click on him, and what's going to happen is our map is going to light up his little icon right there, and it's also going to center us on him. We're going to left-click on his icon, and one of my favorite features, the auto-pathing, will walk us right to him, and you'll see that he's right here. We've apparently completed some kind of quest for him, so I guess I will take that. Cool, whatever. Yay, give me a book. Huzzah! Anyways, but if you wanted to get a skill from him, you would just right-click him, and then above let me think about it, it'll say learn to be a fisherman. It'll probably cost you like 10 wen. What you'll want to do after that is probably get yourself a better fishing rod, or if you had talked to a miner trainer, you want a better pickaxe, the woodcutter trainer, and so forth. You want to buy better versions. If you go to the trade menu, you can buy your tools from the respective Sifus right there on their persons. So whether you want a basic humble fishing rod or you want a gold-clad fishing rod, that's all there is to it. You just right-click one of those, grab it, it'll go to your materials menu over here. I'm sorry, it'll go into your goods menu. There we go. You can see all mine here. Here's my gold-clad fishing rod because I like to fish with style. And then let's find ourselves a fishing node. Now, luckily, there's one right behind this gentleman. If you look here in the water, these are what they look like. And when you go to fish, you just left-click them. And when you left-click on them, you'll just start fishing. Now, you'll see with this interface, there's 3 buttons. Those are your life points. And if you deplete these, you fail at fishing. Now, you'll notice the fish is at rest. So we just click this little icon with our right or our left clicker until it reaches the bottom, and we'll get some fish. If the fish had started struggling, then we would have lost life points if we had clicked our little mouse icon while he was struggling. So that's basically how that mini game works. Some gathering professions have them, some don't. Most don't. But anyways, let's go see outside of town what some of the nodes look like that you're going to be looking for, because some of them can be a little bit difficult to find. I can't guarantee that they're going to be there, so I'll try my best to describe them. It looks like there's some kind of ridiculous fight going on over here. People are killing each other. There's like mass slaughter occurring, but that's nothing like strange for Age of Wushu. There always seems to be some amount of combat occurring in this game, so we're just going to walk on by. We're going to be the bystander that doesn't jump in, because frankly, I don't care. Neither one of them was part of my school, so not my problem. Let's head off this way, and we'll see if we can find, all along this shore coast right here, you'll probably find all kinds of fish out here. There should be nodes scattered across any beach, any interface, any area where there's water and so forth. Here is an iron node. It's been partially mined. It looks like somebody chewed on it. They took like one swing at it and left, but this is what an iron mine looks like. Silver, copper, they all kind of look the same. They'll be different colors, and they're always in these little rock outcrops. So if you're trying to farm for iron, these little outcrops are where you want to look. I'll point them out as we go around. We're going to go look for a wood node now, and there's another little outcrop. So if I was looking for iron, I'd probably right over there and look. The wood outcrops are a little bit more difficult, except that they glow. If they didn't glow, they would actually be difficult to see because they look like any other tree. However, lucky to be us, there should be one right over here. In fact, there's one. There's a suspiciously glowing tree. No, it's not radioactive. It's not an alien tree. It's a white poplar tree. So we'll jump off our horse real fast, and you just right-click any of these nodes to interface with them. It's strange because you left-click the fishing node, but you right-click for the iron nodes and the tree nodes. Now, the iron and tree nodes you can hit multiple times, and each time you hit them, same with fishing, you're going to see this little grouping pop up here. It's going to say that you've had some vigor deducted, your durability from your axe is lowered, and you gained 45 experience and 4 ranking. The experience is going to go straight to making you a better woodcutter. The ranking is actually your ranking on the server. I've yet to figure out where you can actually look at this ranking, but it does exist somewhere. I've been told that somewhere in the interface we can look at our ranking. I haven't found it. I don't really know where it's at. Hopefully somebody down in the comments will be so kind as to put it in with us, but I haven't found it yet, so I've just learned to assume that I'm getting better in some respect. Now, we want to go look for herbalism nodes, but I don't really do herbalism, so I'm not sure where those are going to be at. To be honest, I'm running through angry mobs right here, mobs with a thirst for blood, so I'm not positive that I can find them. Herbalism tends to be the hardest one to find nodes for. They glow green, so they look like any of these other plants, except that they're glowing green and you can select them. I don't see one anywhere in our periphery, and I don't want to spend the entire episode riding around trying to find herbs, because I don't think that sounds very entertaining, but they don't tend to be anywhere specific. They're just kind of around like plants are. Plants don't grow anywhere specific in most cases. If you're an overall, I mean grasses and things like that. So just keep an eye out for it. It's glowing neon green. I don't see any up here. I don't see any down here. So yeah, we may just have there's one right there. So that one is glowing. You would be able to collect that in any other case. You see that kind of glow that it has? That's what you would be looking out for. Here's another poplar tree. They tend to respawn pretty quickly. And let's talk about Vigor now that we've talked about ranking in XP. Vigor is the fuel for which Vigor is the fuel by which you perform your trade skills. So you'll see here I have a full bar. Every day it's going to regenerate at a certain rate as long as you're well fed. This is your feeding bar down here, or your nutrition bar. When that's full up, you actually get more energy back quicker. So you want to make sure that if you're logging on for the first time of the day, that you've got your nutrition stocked up and you're ready to go so that this will regenerate quickly enough. You may also notice that the number is different on mine than it is from yours. That's because you get more vigor the more trade skills you do. So the more you practice, the better you get at them, the more you can do them. And it actually gets to the point where it's difficult right now for me to spend this much vigor. I have to actually spend a considerable amount of time doing trade skills to actually burn that down at this point, at least with gathering. The final thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode is to show you how to farm. Farming requires, and there's a criminal, and I lost my magistrate. Well, I would try and arrest him, but I've lost my magistrate, so unfortunately, she's going to attack me. Okay. Strangely enough, so it looks like we're getting ourselves into a fight here. Let's go back and see if we can handle business. She obviously has no clue that I'm in the middle of an episode right now, so let's go ahead and pick a fight. We're going to see what we can get done here. Take her to the ground real fast, and then we'll do a little knockbacky thing, and down she goes. And so let's see if we can stun her in place. Fantastic. And then we'll hit her with one of those, a quick left, a quick right, and she canceled my attacks. That's fine. And back with you. And she's not really going to get much done against me. We're going to open up with a combo on her real fast, and I wasn't really looking forward to showing you guys how to PvP. But, you know, unfortunately, she decided to attack me while I was in the middle of an episode, and it's kind of embarrassing. So down she goes. So back to farming. God, has violated the law and been arrested. So that's how arresting works. I didn't even have to do an episode for that. If you see somebody with a red name, kick the crap out of them, especially if they attack you first, because it counts as a good deed. So let's take a look. This is the farmer trainer right here. And if you right-click him, there's a number of things you can do with farming. So you can grow silkworms, you can grow hemp for cloth, you can grow food for cooks. I'm a cook, so I grow food. Now, there's a couple things you're going to want before you go out to do this, so let's talk about those. The first and foremost is that you're going to want to find something to plant. So you go to the seed menu right here on the farmer, and if you look at the top right, you've got hemp seeds, you've got asparagus seeds. If you're trying to grow for cloth, you're going to want to use hemp. And if you wanted to grow silkworms, there's one here, and one here. The newly hatched are the lowest quality, the lobworms are the middle quality, and the zangs are the high quality silk. And then you can also grow yams, you can grow things for wood, things of that nature. But the more important thing, we're going to grab ourselves one hemp, and then we're also going to grab ourselves, I guess we'll get ourselves some wheat. So where is wheat at here? It's been a little bit since I've bought anything from this vendor. So there it is. We'll grab some wheat so that I can show you how this works. And then also I've already got a stock of silkworms on me, so we're already going to be able to do that. But you need other things before you can go through with this plan. You'll want to go to the random items menu, and you're going to want to buy mulberry leaves because that's what you feed your silkworms with. And you're going to want to buy silkworm farm chemicals because they can get sick or they can get attacked by other insects, and that'll get them kind of taken care of. It'll fix them right up. It'll get them right as rain. So if you're growing plants, you're going to want to bring pesticides and weeding medicine with you. Now, I already have a good stock of both. You can see them here in my inventory. So we're just going to head out and take care of business. Actually, do I have any? There we go. Okay, I do. So let's go out and I'll show you how farming works before we close this episode off. And to farm, you have to find specific plots in any area, because you can't grow your crops on random ground. You have to go out to the outskirts of a town. If you hit your M key, you'll notice that on the edges of every town, there's kind of these paddocks or these layered farming areas. You usually just go to one of these. It's pretty rare that you find one that won't let you grow things. You hit the B key to go to your backpack. You go to your materials menu, and then you're going to click on the seeds. So for me, I'm going to plant this wheat, and down it goes. You can see that I'm already starting off just doing my thing, just hoeing away like Santa Claus, and then we're going to go back, plant the hemp seeds, and while those are growing, I'm going to show you how to do a silkworm as well. So let's speed our way over here, and you'll see we got ranking in farmer, we lost some vigor, and it reduced our durability on our plow. Now, this person over here is making silkworms, so you have to find these rearing stands, and you can't do it without them. So I'm going to grow a lobworm here on this rearing stand, and hopefully she doesn't get angry about this. Sometimes people get grumpy and attack you when you try and use these. People get protective of these, but hopefully once she sees I'm only doing one, she won't cause any more trouble than we've already had. Yeah, see, go away. There we go. Nice human beings. That's what Age of Wushu, filled with them. Anyways, people want to lay claim. That's fine, whatever. We do have plants that are growing over here. Now, if you go to your life menu at the bottom left, there we go, and it will go up. We'll go to our farming menu right here, and you'll see that you've got two things. You've got planting and breeding. In your planting menu, you can see how long you have before your various plants grow, and you can see they just dropped by a minute. You've also got a breeding menu where you can see where your silkworms are at in their overall growth, and they've got 3 minutes as well. So once those are ready to go, we'll take care of them. And I will say that silkworms tend to be pretty good for money. People seem to like buying silk. And while we wait on this over here, we'll take a look. And I really hope that I don't get attacked here. And people are running escort missions in my guild. We'll go back to our plants over here. You'll notice that they grow a tad. They get a little bit bigger. And when they get to their third phase of growth, they may pop up with a variety of little kind of status effects, I guess, and you can see that it's got a health bar for our hemp plant here. The health will actually start to decrease, and if it hits 0, it actually dies. So hopefully these will grow very shortly to the next phase, and we can get them going. You can also fertilize them, which makes them grow a little bit quicker. I think it subtracts like a minute off the grow time if you fertilize them, so those are also available through the farming menu. Other things that you'll want to be aware of while we're waiting here is if you go to any of your menus down here, so I've got hunting, I've got painting, I've got mining, but let's go to mining, for example. Every single trade skill has extra things associated with it, so miners get to smelt things on their own, and then they also get this mining, let's see here, is it examining? I think it's in, maybe not. Anyways, but it's already got it up right here on screen. Let's see if we can do it for woodcutter. Well, anyways, when you go to your window, you'll see over here on the left, it'll tell you what actual nodes you can find in the zone that you're currently occupying. So we're in Jiangnan. So right now in Yanyu Villa, we can find ourselves white poplar wood. And if we go to Suzhou, we would find osmanthus. It goes the same way for mining. So here in Yanyu, you can find iron and dendrite. In Suzhou, we can find lead. So bear that in mind. If you're not sure where you can get certain things, just click on your menu. So for miner, you would click down here at the bottom. And on this little left tab right here, it would tell you. Likewise, you can come back to the, let's see here, you can go to the mining menu and you can drag these, I think, anyways. Let's see if it'll let me drag one of these. No, it's not letting me. But you can see here that I've dragged them to my bar, so you can take these, there we go, you click them and you can drag them down to your bar. And if they're on your life bar, you can just click them and it'll bring it up just the same. So they are clickable and movable. It looks like my hemp and my wheat are ready to go. Let's make sure that our silkworm isn't getting beat up and that this person didn't manhandle it in their rage over us using one of these stands. And so theirs are hatching right here. You can see that the little things kind of change depending. And this one grew right here. We didn't have any status effects, but if you did, you would just select it. You would pay attention to the status effect that pops up on screen, and you would choose the item that remedies it. So it would say that your clamworm is being attacked. You would click on this, go over here to the silkworm farm chemical, right-click it, and it would apply the chemical. And now in harvesting, you're going to get like 2 to 6 silk. We didn't get very much from that one. And from over here with wheat and these other ones, you'll be able to get around that same amount, like 2 to 6 of any resource that you grow. The nice thing is that picking also gives you farming resources. So you get farming XP for picking, you get farming XP for planting, you get it for both. Now this hemp would be applied to clothing, so would the silk, and the wheat would be used for food. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about skinning, our final one. Now skinning, there's not much to talk about, but normally you would find an animal that can be skinned, like this dog, and you would just beat it to death. It makes PETA kind of angry, but you got to get your skins from somewhere. This dog happened to be standing here, so it is what it is. Now after I take the loot off of him, normally there would be a little knife right here that would allow me to harvest him with a right click. You'll notice that it's not there. That's because it's a little bit janky the way that this is lined up. Not every mob can be skinned. Now if we go to the life menu and we click that, we will go to our hunting menu, and it'll clearly say that in Yanyu Villa we can hunt wild dogs. Well, sometimes there will be multiple groups that are named wild dog, but only one of them will work, so bear that in mind. The wild dogs it's talking about here are on the front end of town, and I'll kind of head that way while I do my spiel to close out the episode. So I hope that this tutorial video has been somewhat helpful to you. I think in most cases the game doesn't explain how to do things, so I hope that I gave you enough tips to kind of get yourself started. I'm going to head back over this way. My name is Splattercat. Thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial, this second episode of How Do You Wushu. I look forward to seeing you guys in the third episode. This one was actually a bit more eventful than I expected. I did not expect to get attacked in town by a crazy criminal, a psychopathic person. I didn't expect to get run off from the silkworm hives either, but it is what it is. These are the wild dogs that I was talking about, by the way, for skinning in Yanyu, but rest assured that if it says boar and you kill a boar and it won't let you skin it, you're at the wrong group. It's assuming that you're going to go to a different group of boars, and you kind of got to hunt from them. There are websites and things online that show you where every mob spawn are. So my name is Splattercat, and I will see you guys next time. I think we'll probably talk about production next time, but I'm not really positive. Maybe production or cultivation. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the third episode. Take care out there, everybody.